Well, hey y'all, welcome back. I have what's I think is gonna be a pretty cool adventure for you guys this week. I've been planning this all week. So what we're gonna do is we have an old hiking trail. It's no longer maintained or anything, but it's still accessible. And it goes up a mountain, and there's an old abandoned ranger cabin up on top. And I'll give you the history a little more. I don't have it now, there's no service obviously, but there's supposedly power lines or old telephone poles that run all the way up where the cabin used to get communications. And up on top there also used to be a fire tower that was taken down well over 100 years ago. So we're gonna go check that out. And then I did a little research on the map. Doesn't look like there's any water up there, but we're gonna hike back down the mountain. Towards the base of the mountain there's a brook. We're gonna camp alongside that brook and we're gonna go for a trout tonight. So I've been planning this out a little bit. I'm pretty excited about this one. We got a couple cool things. I got a real special treat for dinner tonight. So let's get the pack on. I got, well, you know me and lightweight, but it's still getting pretty cold at night, less than 30. So I got the big sleeping bag and I went just about as light as I think I could. So it's pretty light. Dry weight's like 35 pounds, which is real light for me. So I used the big bag. Maybe I could have gotten away with a smaller bag, but we're gonna get this on, and yeah, we're gonna get moving. So I'll come back when we see some landmarks along the mountain. So let's get to it. It should be a fun one. All right, so that was actually a little tricky to find. It's not marked whatsoever, but we know we're on the right track because we came across our first old telephone pole. Let me give you a better look here. You can still see the wires are still all here. This is how he got his communications, but as you can see, the trail is definitely not marked. Another marker. Very old trail. This looks like rock climber territory. Okay. We're going to take our first little break here because it's straight up and down, or it's straight up for here on out. Gotta get the jacket off. Oh, but it's cold with the jacket off. Oh. So if you guys are thinking about getting out here and doing something like this in the Adirondacks or wherever you can get out, I would not recommend doing a non-maintained trail like this, because yeah, the trail is still here, but barely. I'm constantly looking for the next marker, making sure I'm on the right track. And it's not like a relaxing just hike, follow the trail like you'd want. And if you want to do something like this, make sure you've got a lot of experience in the woods like I do. But it does make for a good challenge. So I don't know how far we are along the trail. It's a couple miles up and then back. But yeah, if you guys want to get out here and experience the woods like this, like I said, don't do it on a non-maintained trail. make sure you do it on a well-marked trail, especially if it's one of your first times in the woods. Like I said, I have a lot of experience doing this, so I'm more comfortable out here than I am like in a Walmart, you could say. But we're gonna keep trekking, just taking a short little break, and looks like from here on out it is straight up. So jacket's coming off, we don't want to sweat too much. Tie this to the bag. We're going to tie that to the top of the old frame pack. And we're going to put this back on and keep moving here. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is what you don't want. It's a sweat like this. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. There's another telephone pole up ahead, but it's straight up pretty much. Alright guys. Well, we made it to the top here. Yeah. Let's take a look. Look at this. So this must be the old ranger cabin. It's just remnants now. So cool to think that the power lines, this was in like I think 1890 from what I read, they tore this down. But the power lines ran communication for him all the way up here. And there's a clearing over there. There's one right here too. I imagine that's where the fire tower used to be. Let's take a little walk around. So cool. Old garbage can. It's extremely windy up here, but we're at the top of a mountain, so that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, this is the clearing. I imagine this is where the fire tower was. Wow, it's windy up here. Something growing right down here. But that's what's left of this old ranger cabin. Just the concrete. Closer to 150 years ago. About an hour to get to the top, but I was navigating the whole time. What's really cool is this is supposed to be for communications. There's a fire tower and a ranger station. And the cool thing is I actually have service up here. There's no service anywhere, but once I started getting to the top of the mountain, my phone started ringing. So cool that you could still use this for communications. Alright. The hike down should be a little bit easier, but it's still going to be a little tough navigating. And then I have to watch where I step because it's really steep. We're gonna go ahead and put the jacket back on. It's chilly now. It got cloudy, but I don't think it's supposed to rain. But it should be a lot warmer down closer to the base of the mountain. This was, I believe, 1,100, maybe 1,000-foot climb. So you got to figure 1,000 feet up. It's going to be a little chillier. But we'll get back down to that stream and Maybe try to find a trout hole. I don't know if we'll catch anything, but it'd be cool. But we got a lot of work to do once we get back down there. We got like a lot of firewood to gather up and process and set up our camp for the night. So cool that we found this. Well, I think I found what looks like a good spot. Right behind you is the creek that we're going to try fishing in. But unfortunately, last stream crossing of the day, we went right in. So 2 wet feet. We do have extra socks, so that's good. But hey, that sucks. Last stream crossing of the day, too. That's alright. Remember, the ABCs. Always bring extra socks. Alright, I think we're going to set up right here. This looks like a good spot. Kind of low, but it's flat. Did a little work to the Viking axe since the last time I had her out. Still haven't made a nice sheath, but I got a couple more coats of linseed oil on there, and I made a nice little paracord neck protector. I noticed the last time I used it, my neck right there was scratched up from when you swing and miss. So that should help a little bit. But this guy's got to go. Alright. It's raining a little bit, it's cloudy, the sun's gone. Come on, man. So I have about 30 feet of ridge line here. We're going to set up. About shoulder height, maybe a little bit lower. Still a little lower. So I wish I had the hot tent. I really do, but too much weight. I didn't bring a tent either, like a regular tent, because I wanted to keep it lightweight for that trek up the mountain. So we're going to be tarp camping tonight. So I got a standard 10 by 10 tarp here. This one's nice, but it doesn't have all those tie outs along the sides and everything. So you're kind of limited on what kind of shelters you can go with. But the one I'm using, I can pull off. So I don't see this style used a lot, but I think it's pretty cool, so I'm gonna run with it tonight. This is called it's called an Adirondack shelter, or an Adirondack wind shed. I think it's pretty fitting since we're in the Adirondacks, so I'm gonna set this up, I think. Now, the cool thing about this is, like on a summer day, you could spread these out and get a little more wind in there. I'm actually going to close this up. To keep a little more heat in. And then what you could do, actually, there's a couple other configurations. I do need... Actually, I don't. So you leave it like this, which is fine. Pull that out if you need some more room in there. And then this is the adjustable part. You can pull it out like this, tie it off to a tree or something, and what I'm probably going to do is pull it like that. So yeah, let me get a extra guy line. All right. Now I could pick that up. I'm going to put a fire right in front of me and then close it for the night, but it's pretty nice. It's got a partial ground sheet, so. Okay. Whew. Well, the Viking axe works amazing. I drove it into the ground a couple times. It's still sharp. The head protector, the neck protector work really good too. I really don't know what the weather wants to do. It looks like it wants to storm, but it's not supposed to today. Well, there you have it, guys. There's an all-natural fire for you. Oh, that feels good. Whew, all right, I could definitely go for a little bit of a snack here to kind of help me warm back up. So I had a little bit of extra aluminum foil from my dinner. I'm gonna try to wrap these. Got a couple sweet potatoes. I only brought them if I need them, but I feel like I need them. So I'm gonna try to wrap these up the best I can here. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. They're going right in the fire. For about, I don't know, an hour. Cherry pomegranate. About half. Ah, delicious mountain spring water. Well, as you could probably see, I gathered a little bit more wood. That's not going to be enough for the night. I'll probably have to do one more little trip. But for now, we're going to eat our snack here. What do we got for time? It didn't take too long. 40 minutes. A little bit burnt, but it's to be expected, I guess. Ooh. Sweet potatoes, fire baked. That one's just gonna be the inside, I guess. We got a little seasoning. It's supposed to be for later, but it'll work for the taters too. Oh. That's good. It's been quite a few years since I had a fire baked potato. I'm glad I decided to do that. I originally brought them to slice up and do in the pan, but then I realized I could do them in the fire. Alright, fellas, at this point, ooh, I think I've gathered enough wood. If that doesn't last me, I could always put the headlamp on and go for a little walk, a little dark gathering. But I'm officially calling it for now. This is gonna be good for a while. So, you know what time it is. Time for a natty ice. Oh, man. Oh, well deserved, boys. Absolutely. Oh. Wowzer. Alright, it's about 6:20. So we started drinking a little bit earlier than I thought. But we got a couple drinks and we're gonna sit back and start sipping on this, and then we're gonna get dinner going pretty soon here. But for now, we're gonna start sipping with the tunes going and just relax and enjoy this fire. Bird dog. We have bird dog. And this is, I found this at the liquor store. I didn't know they'd still have it. Gingerbread flavor. So let's get into this. Whoa. That tastes like Christmas. Cheers, y'all. Let's keep this good night going. So we got the old cast iron pan. Put a little Earl in there. We got something real special I've been planning for today. We got a little cooking mat, cutting board. Now let's break into the food bag. We're doing a wood-fired, camp-fired pizza. So, we got our dough we made. And first thing we're going to do is cut this in half. We'll do 2 pizzas. Look at that dough, guys. This is a homemade pizza, all from scratch. That was a little stickier than I would have wanted, but we'll deal with it. Alright, so what we're going to do, I didn't bring any extra flour out here with me, so we'll just do our best here, is we're going to really spread this out. So, let's pull all everything from the food bag. Tomato sauce. We have some broccoli and pepperoni. You know we got that mozzarella cheese. Alright. Yeah, it's getting nice and warm. Ooh, look at that. Gotta push that down. Get it nice and flat. Now we're gonna get our toppings on. So we'll start with some sauce here. There we go. Spread this out. Get a little on the bottom, that's completely fine. Alright. Whole bunch of cheese on there. We'll go pepperoni for the first one. Lots of pepperoni. I mean, I brought a lot more pepperoni. We're gonna just slather it on there. Okay. We're gonna try to melt this. Oh, and then almost forgot, we have our seasoning that I use for the potatoes. It's an Italian seasoning with a bunch of other stuff added to it. Get some of that on there. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We're gonna cut this up into slices, I think. There we go. Yeah. All right. Wood-fired pizza on a campfire. Completely homemade. Oh wow. That came out really good. Oh, that crust. A lot of flavor in that. That's amazing. Well, I'm gonna eat this up, and we'll have another one for later too. So, we'll try to improve a little bit. Maybe get the toppings melted a little more. Use less heat, I think. But, yeah. Come back to you. Ooh. You know what, guys? I was just thinking, this is a pretty nice setup. It's keeping me pretty warm. The fire, or the Adirondack shelter here is definitely helping keep the heat from the fire in. But I was just thinking how nice it is to have the hot tent. Right now I could be in there, it'd be about 95 degrees. I'd have no shirt on. But on a trip like this, where I was climbing that mountain, there's no way I could have carried the whole thing. Between the pole and the tent itself, all the pegs, and the stove and all the stovepipe, is so much weight and so much extra to carry. Plus, to set it up by myself and to get all the wood split up into the right size by myself is kind of a pain. But warmer nights are coming. It's getting down to 29 tonight, so below freezing. But we'll get through it. We just gotta keep the shirt on, I guess. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about that. But like I said the last time, the next trip we won't use the hot tent. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't be with us tonight. But I know deep down he wants to be here. So maybe next time, bro. Probably not, because I think I'm going next weekend. So look at this. That's a truly wild berry. Now, this used to be my favorite little appetizer. I used to pound these things, but I'm pretty sure the last time I had one of these was in my hammock camping video, which was like in the summertime. It was like 8 months ago, last probably August. But crazy how time gets away from you. Let's get into this. Ooh. Oh, just like I remember. Ooh, feel that heat. Alright, nothing but commercials on the radio right now. And it's dark. I got the headlamp on. I don't know how well you can see. But it's time. It's time for round 2. So oh man. Wow, smoke. So off camera. Oh, that's a lot of oil. Oops. Off camera, I spread the dough and I cut up the broccoli. I just put way too much oil on this pan, but whatever. We're gonna get the dough on there. And slap that on there. Get that dough heated up. Smoke inhalation. Whew, that's the one problem with this little tarp shelter. Well, I think it's just any tarp shelter like this with a fire right in front. The smoke inhalation. But this is a nice shelter. You could have 3 guys in here if you got a long fire. Oh, you can already see that dough rising. It didn't take long at all. If I wanted to save some weight here, I could have used a non-cast iron pan. Yeah, that's not happening. 5 pounds? Don't care. I think it's actually like 4 pounds. Like I said, don't care. There's no shot I'm not using this. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? You're going to. Wow. All right. Some nice homemade dough. Flatten that out. We're honestly just going to use the rest of everything. Yeah, there we go. The rest of that sauce on there. Ooh, the rest of the cheese on there. And oops, get the broccoli on there. Yeah, that's sizzle. if you can see this. 4 Jello cups. We're eating them all. Here we go. Alright, y'all. It's currently 9:12. I got one more tall boy of natty ice here to finish. A little bit of wood to burn through. And basically at this point I'm just trying to stay awake. I don't usually stay up too late nowadays. But we're going to double take a Keith Urban on the radio. It's been a real good night so far. We're going to move all the way back to the back of this shelter and tuck into the sleeping bag soon. But just wanted to give a big shout out to the person that makes these nights possible, and that's my sister. So thank you for taking care of all my pets. I really appreciate that. And we got a lot more wood to go through, so we're gonna stoke this fire up, listen to the radio, and keep drinking this natty ice. All right, we're gonna put the rest of this wood on the fire, listen to a little bit of music, and then that's gonna be it for the night. We're gonna see how I sleep after drinking all these beers. Here's a little hint. Probably not very good. Morning, y'all. I surprisingly slept pretty well. I think I only woke up once, turned over and fell back asleep. Then I woke up with the sunrise. Oh. Alright, so for breakfast I was going to do oatmeal and get a little fire going and cook that up. But I didn't feel like going to the store and grabbing some. So, we got Pop-Tarts. Or what's left of them anyways. Yeah, this is always the worst part. It's so cold. We gotta pack up. So I actually kind of lost sight of the trail. And like, it's not marked or anything, so it'd be tough to find. But I'm not worried about it because I look on the map and this creek comes out of the woods just south of the parking area. So I'll just follow this creek right back to the road and walk up the road a little bit. Oh, one thing I forgot to say is I put my water filter in my sleeping bag. I didn't want that to freeze. So that's all packed up, and let's check the map one more time. So yeah, this creek, if I follow it, dumps me out right south of the parking area. So let's do that. We're out of here. Oh, there's the creek. I didn't really get a chance to try much fishing, just like last time, but when you're out here, there's so much to do. Getting set up and gathering wood and getting the fire going. And I managed to keep that fire going for 7 hours. So it's just nice to relax as well. Well, look at that. We managed to hook back up with the trail towards the end, and it led us right out here. Beautiful. It is cold this morning too. I had gloves in the Jeep. Kind of wish I brought them. Let's see. We're gonna jump.